Think about the smartest person you know at work or school. They're brilliant, they're fast, and they're constantly proving they're the best. Now, where are they? Usually, they're the ones getting passed over for promotions. They're the ones the boss seems to randomly dislike. Today, I'm going to show you why being the smartest person in the room is actually the fastest way to lose your power. Imagine this. You just landed a dream internship at a top marketing firm. Your manager, Sarah, has been there for 10 years. She's experienced, but let's be honest, her ideas are a bit old school. During a big client meeting, Sarah presents a campaign idea. You see a massive flaw in it. You want to help, right? So you jump in. You present a brilliant, high-tech alternative that makes the client's eyes light up. The client loves you. You feel like a hero. But the next day, Sarah stops inviting you to meetings. She gives you the grunt work. 2 weeks later, your internship isn't renewed. What happened? You did your job too well. You fell straight into the trap of the most dangerous law of power. This is law number 1 from Robert Greene's The 48 Laws of Power. Never outshine the master. It sounds simple, but it's the one law people break every single day. The law states, always make those above you feel comfortably superior. In your desire to please or impress them, do not go too far in displaying your talents, or you might accomplish the opposite. You will inspire fear and insecurity. Here is the uncomfortable truth about human nature. Everyone has an ego, especially people in positions of power. When you show off your brilliance in front of your boss, you think you're showing them how valuable you are. But that's not what they see. They see a threat. They see someone who might take their job. If you make your superior look bad, even by accident, they won't thank you for your honesty. They will instinctively try to crush you to protect their own status. To lead, you first have to survive, and you can't survive if the person in charge feels small whenever you're around. Let's look at the ultimate cautionary tale from 17th century France, Nicolas Fouquet and King Louis XIV. Fouquet was the king's finance minister. He was rich, charming, and loved by everyone. When the prime minister died, Fouquet expected to take the spot. To impress the king and secure the promotion, he threw the most magnificent party in European history at his new estate, Vaux-le-Vicomte. He built a chateau so beautiful it made the king's palace look like a shack. He hired the best cooks, the best musicians, and gave the king gifts of pure gold. He thought he was saying, "Look how capable and loyal I am." The king's reaction? He had Fouquet arrested the very next morning. Louis XIV couldn't handle being outdone in his own kingdom. Fouquet spent the last 20 years of his life in a lonely prison cell. He didn't lose because he was incompetent. He lost because he was too good. You see this everywhere today. In corporate life, it's the junior analyst who corrects the CEO's math in a public Slack channel. You might be right, but you just made the CEO look like an amateur. Good luck with that year-end bonus. In social circles, it's the friend who always has to one-up every story. If you tell a story about a great vacation, they tell a story about a better one. Eventually, people stop inviting them because they make everyone else feel less than. Even in entrepreneurship, if you're pitching to an investor and you act like you know more about their industry than they do, they won't invest. They want to feel like the wise mentor, not the student being lectured. How do you use this law without being a suck-up? Use these 3 strategies. Ask for advice. Even if you know the answer, ask your boss for their wisdom. It makes them feel superior and invested in your success. Attribute your success. When you win, say, "I couldn't have done it without the foundation you laid out." Share the light. Disguise your brilliance. If you are much smarter than your superior, act a bit clumsy in areas that don't matter. Let them teach you. It puts them at ease. Power is a game of shadows and light. If you want to reach the top, you have to let the person above you believe they are the sun, at least for now, because once they feel safe in their position, they will lift you up with them. But if you try to shine too brightly too soon, you'll just get burned. Remember, the stars don't compete with the sun. They wait for their turn to shine.